That's a game that you gotta win. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Sunset Media Cheer capping this afternoon's second game of the National League Championship Series between the Philadelphia Phillies and the San Diego Padres as the Phillies lose 8-5 to the Padres as they drop the second game of this NLCS as the series is now tied at 1. I guess before getting into this video, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please turn on that notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. Very, very frustrating here, ladies and gentlemen. The Phillies, jump ahead to an early 4-0 lead against the San Diego Padres team. We allow the Padres to score 8 unanswered runs. 8 unanswered runs. So, of course, Rhys Hoskins would later hit a solo home run in the top of the 8th inning. It was too little too late. Aaron Nola, what in the world was he doing today? I mean, he looked absolutely terrible. He just couldn't put guys away. And that was just a common theme today. This whole entire pitching staff. You have a guy 0-2 or 1-2, you're just ahead in the count, and they just couldn't finish the job. Bringing these guys, Brad Hand, Andrew Bellotti, they come in, they can't throw strikes. This offense, they kind of just went to sleep. We scored 4 runs, and we just kind of got, content. Just got, oh, well, it's fine, we're just going to sit back. You got to keep going. You got to keep the pressure on. You got to keep the pressure on. So that's another thing that drives me nuts about this team. We scored 4 runs and we just stopped. Aaron Nola, as I said before on the post, talking about it on here before, he's a very black or white pitcher. He is absolutely wonderful and he's just dialed in and he's dominant. And he's mowing you down, or he's horrible. He is absolutely horrible. And today he was absolutely horrible. He just couldn't stop the bleeding there. I hate blowing leads. I absolutely hate it. There's no excuse for it like that. It's just a 4-0 lead. You got to win the game. Could have, went back to Citizens Bank up 2-0. 2-0. You pretty much would have had the series won. Think about that. You would have had the series won. But instead, you head back, tied 1-1, which is, still much better than going back down 0-2. I could tell you that for sure, obviously. So I still really like our chances in this series. But honestly, this kind of looked like a regular season Phillies game. Their heads weren't in the game. Aaron Nola looked gassed. He looked absolutely horrible. And this offense has kind of got content. So it kind of looked like a little glimpse of what we were like in the regular season. Nick Castellanos, the do-nothing Castellanos. He is just a joke. I heard Joe Davis say that. First of all, he's an absolute joke. He has not done a good job, in my opinion. Of course, he had big shoes to fill since he took over for Vince Scully in 2017 after he retired, after the 2016 season. But I just don't find him enjoyable to hear. First of all, as I talked about before, John Smoltz, also not a very good, color analysis as well. They just goo all over the Padres. Anything they do, they just like, oh my gosh. They kept going on and on and on about Blake Snell. They allowed 4 runs. Of course, not all of them were earned because of the Juan Soto missing the ball in the sun. And yes, I understand that was some luck for the Phils there. But you would have thought that he was throwing a no-hitter today, ladies and gentlemen. The way they were talking about him. But Joe Davis said, Nick Castellanos has had a great postseason. He's been terrible. Nick Castellanos has done nothing. Other than that first game against the St. Louis Cardinals. Other than that, he's been an absolute joke. He has done nothing. And I'm so tired of him. $20 million a year, and he can't even advance a runner. And people think, that was a nasty changeup. Well, guess what? He gets paid $20 million to hit the nasty changeup. So don't give me that. I'm tired of these excuses. I'm sick of it. This is not a rage video, but I'm frustrated. I'm certainly frustrated. I just hate blowing leads like this, and I'm tired of all these excuses. As we begin the scoring sermon here in the top of the second inning, Alec Bohm singles on a line drive the other way to right field. Bryce Harper comes around and scores, and the Phillies now lead it 1-0. It's a great job right there from Alec Bohm. Of course, he hasn't had the best of postseasons, that is for sure, but he gets the job done right there. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. Matt Vierling doubles on a fly ball to right field the other way. Boy, oh boy, did he need that one. Matt Vierling has done nothing this postseason. He has done absolutely nothing. That was his first double here in the postseason. Nick Castellanos comes around and scores, and it's now 2-0 Philadelphia. Of course, this was the ball that Soto just absolutely lost in the sun. He just couldn't see it. And of course, right before that, of course, when the Phillies scored their first run, he also had a horrible throw to third. So Juan Soto is certainly having some trouble out there in right field. But guess what? A double is a double. Of course, it's going to count in Matt Vierling's favor. So the Phillies lead it 2-0. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. Emmanuel Sosa singles on a little dunk fly ball to left field that falls in. I mean, that ball could have been caught, and it wasn't. The Sun was just playing a lot of tricks on those guys today, and the Phillies now lead it 3-0. So nice 3-0 lead for this Phillies team. If you think about it, 3-0. 3-0. Of course, we wouldn't be done. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. Kyle Schwarber grounds out the first. So guess what? He put the ball in play. He didn't strike out. Which I like to see, right? I mean, I thought he was going to strike out right there, and guess what? He didn't. As Matt Vierling comes around and scores, and it's now 4-0 Philadelphia. 4-0. You're up 4-0 with Aaron Nola on the mound, and he looked very, very good in the bottom of the first inning. He looked very good in the bottom of the first inning, thinking like, oh boy, we won the first game of the series 2-0, where we put up a 4 spot here. You're thinking like, oh boy, and we're going to head back to the bank up 2-0, we're feeling good. Nope. So be all Padres from here on out for the most part, except for the Hoskins homer later on. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the second inning. Here they come. Brandon Drury homers on a line drive to left field. His first of the postseason. San Diego gets on the board. Now a 4-1 ball game. So Aaron Nola allowing the long ball today. That is for sure. Of course, it was a hot 90-degree day out there in San Diego. Certainly a warm one for sure. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. Josh Bell homers on a deep fly ball to right field. A Titanic shot that was compared to Kyle Schwarber's blast the night before. But of course, Kyle Schwarber still carried further. That was just an absolute bomb last night for sure. It's 488 feet, but this one not quite as far. But San Diego now cuts the lead in half now at 42 ball games. So there you go. Back-to-back home runs. There you go. Just like that. Thinking like, oh my gosh. When Brandon Drury hit that solo home run, thinking like, okay, it's just one run. And then Josh Bell, it's like, now they're right back in the game. You're thinking like, oh my gosh, Aaron Nola, it's going to be one of those days. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the fifth inning. I guess Austin Nola didn't have to reach in the cookie jar to try to find a cookie, because he just got one from his brother as he singles on a line drive the other way to right field. Ha-Sung Kim crosses the plate, and it's now a 4-3 ball game. So now just a one-run game. One-run game. How in the world? You have him 0-2 and you throw him that pitch. Seriously. That was horrible. Horrible execution. What do you expect to happen? That was absolutely terrible. So the Padres now make it a 4-3 ball game. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. Juan Soto doubles on a sharp line drive to right field. Austin Nola crosses the plate, and it's a tie ball game. Another guy, you had him 0-2. You had Juan Soto 0-2. And you couldn't finish the job. So imagine if they just wouldn't be able to get Austin Nola and Juan Soto. Guess what? I think the game would have turned out much, much differently. It would have turned out much, much differently. That inning just unraveled on us. Just absolutely unraveled. So Juan Soto, of course, he has a lot of experience in the playoffs. With the Washington Nationals in 2019. He's not new at this. His second double of the postseason. We pick it up here in the same inning. Brandon Drury does it again. He singles on a line drive to center field. Another guy we had ahead of the count. Think about that. Another guy that we couldn't finish off as Jerickson Profar and Juan Soto crossed the plate. 6-4 San Diego. So the 4-1 lead has already been gone. So now the Padres have scored 6 unanswered runs at this point. This is just like punch me in the stomach, please. Let me pick it up here in the same inning. Josh Bell adds on. And this is just the weirdest signal thing I've ever seen. As he signals on a sharp ground ball to right field. He stood there and watched it for 2 minutes. Jake Cronenworth comes around and scores, and it's now 7-4 Padres. So now a nice 3-run lead for them. Let me pick it up here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Manny Machado homers on a fly ball to center field. His third of the postseason. And it's now 8-4 San Diego. So the Padres are commanding 4-run lead for them. So after once being down by 4, they now lead us by 4. So Manny Machado with his first home run here in the series, third of the postseason overall off of David Robertson. Welcome back, David Robertson. Oh boy. And then we picked up here in the top of the 8th inning. Maurice Hoskins gets the Phillies a little bit closer as he homers on a fly ball to left field, his second of the postseason. Too late, as that would be your final. 8-5 San Diego as they take the second game of this National League Championship Series. So missed opportunities. That is what is coming to mind today. Kyle Schwarber out of the leadoff spot. It was performance. He was able to collect an RBI on that ground out. The first great job. Nice fun him on a baseball. He was also able to draw a walk. Reese Hoskins only one hit, but it really wasn't a big one. I'll be honest. I mean, not to be a Reese hater, but this was a solo home run in the top of the 8th inning that made it a 3-run ball game. That was pretty much it. His second in the postseason. JT Muto, one knock here this afternoon as well. And Bryce Harper, the double, the single. I saw that great picture with Manny Machado at third base. That's the picture I used for the Harper Fanatics stat sheet. And I just want to say something really quick. I mean, this series certainly is interesting. As I mentioned before, you had the two prize free agents from the 2018-2019 offseason. All you heard that offseason was Bryce Harper, Manny Machado. Where are they going? Of course, the Phillies were very interested in both of these guys. This is like the glory days of Phillies hot stuff. I mean, this is the OG days. These are the throwback pods that are still available on Anchor, Spotify. Just me ranting about how much more I wanted Bryce Harper than Manny Machado. But anyway, of course, the Phillies ultimately ended up getting the guy I wanted in Bryce Harper, and the Padres ended up getting Manny Machado. So now these two face in the National League Championship Series, and it certainly is interesting to watch. But Bryce Harper, he's dialed in. Unlike a lot of these guys on this team, and one of them being Nick Castellanos, he was able to collect a knock here this afternoon. But just every time we need him to step up and just get a big hit, not even like anything. I say a big hit, just move the runner over. You got Bryce Harper at second with nobody out, and you can't even move him over. It's just like little things like that. Like, it's not that hard for a guy that's getting paid $20 million a year. And you could go back to it was a filthy changeup with 2 strikes. Oh, it was a filthy I mean, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. How about the pitches before that? So don't give me the filthy changeup with 2 strikes. I'm tired of hearing that excuse. I'm tired of these excuses. Albon, one knock this afternoon as well. Of course, was the RBI single to drive in the first run of this ball game. He scored an awful day today as he goes hitless. He's not had a good series so far. It's just like, here's the thing. We also watch pitches right down the middle of the plate. Then we swing at junk we shouldn't be swinging that in the dirt. But Blake said, I just never seen a ball bounces to the plate. We're swinging away. We are swinging away. We're hacking. It's just like we were out golfing on the golf course. I mean, what is this? Maddening. Matt Vierling, one knock this afternoon as well. Of course, it was that lucky double hit out to right field. Juan Soto lost in the sun. Monia Sosa, one knock here this afternoon as well, also collecting an RBI single. And he was pulled, as he should have been. He was taken out of the game after he swung at a pitch that bounced to the plate. You heard me right. It bounced to the plate, and he was hacking. I mean, there was no report that confirmed that he was taken out because of that, but if I was a manager, I'd certainly take him out. I mean, you can't expect to stay in the playoff game when you swing at a pitch that bounces to the plate. I mean, that is just disgraceful. Unfortunately, Bryson Stott didn't do much as he went down strikes once. I mean, the Phillies struck out 13 times today, collected 8 hits. And, of course, scored 5 runs. The Padres, 13 hits on 8 runs. Aaron Nola, 4 2/3, 7 hits, 6 runs, all 6 were earned, no walks, and 6 strikeouts, a 3.12 ERA. I mean, he was absolutely awful. I mean, the Aaron Nola we kind of thought he would be in the postseason, I'll be honest, because honestly, he's been deemed as a choker, not a big game pitcher, and I've used those terms. But his curveball was just catching way too much of the plate, a lot of times, and it's the put-away pitch was lacking. The put-away pitch was lacking. I mean, I've certainly liked how he's been able to utilize that cutter, but he just couldn't finish the job today. That was the thing. Like, a lot of guys had an account, and he struggled to utilize the put-away pitch. So the curveball just really wasn't working with him today. That is usually his put-away pitch. Brad Hand couldn't even collect an out. First of all, why was he brought in that situation? I don't put that all on him. I mean, why was he brought in that situation? Ingebrigtsen, third inning, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. I mean, he didn't really make it a whole lot better. And Connor Brogdon, an inning, striking out 2, a nice 1-2-3 inning there. I mean, he did a very good job. David Robertson, 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 1 run reserve. And, of course, it was the solo blast to Machado. And Kyle Gibson gets an inning in the third relief today as he allows a knock, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. So we strike out 10 Padres here this afternoon, walk 2. I'm frustrated. I mean, just missed opportunities. Honestly, I'd rather have us just go down 8-0 and then score 5 runs. I just hate blowing leads. I hate it. I'm not talking about a 1-0 lead. I'm talking about a 4-0 lead. So let me be clear on that. So a day off tomorrow, 7:37, the first pitch Friday. Joe Musgrove 1-0 with a 1.38 ERA. That is not going to be easy, unfortunately. And Ranger Suarez, no win or loss this year, 2.70 ERA. So, Oh boy, I mean, this is why it would have been awesome to go up 2-0, but unfortunately, we just couldn't do it. But don't count these guys out. So, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please turn on the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, check out the social media. Link is in the section at Phillies Hot Media, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at Hot Media. Card text 267-225-3392. Email me, phillieshotsmedia@gmail.com. So, guys, thanks for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go, Phils. See you guys.